Después de casi 40 años y 49 libros, la historia sigue abierta, sigue escribiéndose con Anthony Browne, autor e ilustrador británico que ha tenido a los gorilas. Thank you, Anthony, for this interview. So, it's been a long story. And it's still...
Yeah. Still open story, yeah, still with an ambiguous ending. Yeah.
Right, okay. So how did it start and how have you managed to achieve such a success?
I started by being a medical illustrator working in a hospital, painting pictures of operations. I then progressed onto greetings cards, and then I thought, well, maybe I can try something else, so I'll maybe just try children's books, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I'm very lucky. I'm now being paid to do what I loved to do when I was a small boy, which was to draw pictures and to make up stories.
And there's also gorillas as a personal projection. Why gorillas?
I think I'm more of a chimpanzee than a gorilla, actually. My father was the gorilla, I think. My father was a much bigger man, physical man, who encouraged my brother and I to play rugby and football and box. But he also would sit down with us and draw and write stories. And the gorillas are a bit like that. They look very fierce and strong, and of course they are, but they're also quite gentle and sensitive creatures.
There is always a gorilla and a chimpanzee within every one of us. So what about the inner child?
Yes, I think that's one of the distinguishing features of people who do children's books. I suppose they're still in touch with their inner child. Of course, I suppose we all are. But maybe because we draw, because we make up stories, and we've done it since we were children, maybe that keeps us in contact with the inner child. So yes, when I'm doing a book, it's not for a specific child today. It's probably for the child that I was and indeed still am.
I was told by some illustrator around here at the fair that in search of inspiration, you became inspiration as well to some of them. What would you tell them, illustrators and young writers, children writers?
I'd tell them really to, well, I don't know that I'd tell them anything. I'm not very good at giving advice, but the way I've made a living for 40 years out of it is by making books which I think are personal to me, and I can probably look back on all of them now and sort of see where that idea came from, something that happened to me when I was a child, or something that happened to my children, or stories I've read by other people, but things that I've experienced. And I think by doing that, it enables you to make maybe different, because we're all different, and something that comes from you is going to be different from anybody else too. So almost trust your own self, trust your instincts, really.
Well, Anthony, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you for sharing this universe of pictures and words. Anthony Browne, autor del día en esta cierre de la Feria del Libro de Londres 2015.